Hello, my name is Alicia from My Crafty Pursuits. Today we're going to be making little ice cream cones, and we'll go over how to make this basic cone here in the video. In the PDF we also have an option for stackable scoops, some sprinkles or chips for your ice cream, a short cone, cup cone, to add little faces to your ice cream cone, an option for a different ruffle on the scoop if you would like, and a cherry on top. So today we're going to be collecting our supplies and going over how to make this basic little ice cream cone here. So join me while we go gather our supplies. For our ice cream pattern, we're going to need to gather a few supplies. First, we will need about 8 yards of a pink or your scoop color, and about 6 yards of a brown or your cone color. We will also need a G, a 4mm hook, some scissors, a tapestry needle, and a stitch marker to help us keep track of our rounds, as well as a little bit of fluff or whatever you want to use as stuffing in your ice cream cone today. There is also a list of the various materials you would need to do the rest of these options as well inside this PDF pattern. We're going to be working our cone from the top to the bottom. So we're going to start with our scoop color. We'll start off with a magic ring. I do have a tutorial video for a magic ring. I can link that in the description below. We're going to start off with 5 single crochets inside our magic ring. And then we're going to pull that tight. Round 2, we're going to do 2 single crochets in each stitch around, so you'll end up with 10 single crochets. When we reach the end of our round 2, we can place a stitch marker to keep track of when our rounds end. Round 3, we're going to increase by 5 again, so we'll do a single crochet, and then we'll do our increase stitch, so 2 single crochets, and we'll do that 5 times around, so we'll get 15 single crochets for round 3. At the end of our round 3, we're going to move our stitch marker up, and we will do this for each round that we do. Round 4 through 7, we're going to do 15 single crochets around. At the end of our round 7, we have a little cup. And so for our round 8, we're going to be starting on the ruffle portion. And we're going to be using the puff stitch. There's a tutorial video for the puff stitch as well in the description. So to do our first part, we're going to do a single crochet in the front loops only. So back loops of round 7, front loops of round 7. We're going to single crochet 1, and then in the front loops of the next stitch, we're going to do our puff stitch. And we pull through all except for the last 2. And then pull through both. And we're going to single crochet in the next one and a puff stitch. And we're going to do this single crochet puff stitch around 7 times. So we'll end up with 14 stitches, which will leave us 1 extra stitch at the end that we're going to skip. Now that we're on our 7th puff stitch, we're going to skip our stitch mark stitch, and we're going to slip stitch into our first single crochet that we made, making sure to pull that stitch tight so it's not confused with a stitch. And then at this point, we're going to be changing to our cone color, and we're now done with our scoop of ice cream. So we're going to secure our cone color, tie off our scoop color before moving on to round 9. Round 9 is also going to be worked into the loops of round 7. So we worked in our front loops, so we're going to be working in our back loops of round 7. So you can see this is our round 8, and on the inside here is our loops for round 7 that we're going to be working our round 9 into. For round 9, we're going to do a single crochet and then a half double crochet, and we're going to do that all the way around. So we'll have 14 stitches, and again we're going to skip that last stitch of round 7. And you want to make sure that you're working into the back loops of round 7, not the back loops of your round 8, so they are sharing that row. Our 7th half double crochet, skipping the last stitch of our round 7, and we're going to be working back into our round 9 now. So we can slip stitch to join, pulling tight, and then we're going to chain 1. We're not going to be turning, but we are going to be joining and chaining 1. So for 10, we're going to do half double crochet, single crochet, and we're going to do that 7 times around. And then when we make it back, we're going to slip stitch to join, chain 1, then round 11, again we're going to switch our order, and we're just going to do single crochet, half double crochet all the way around for 14 stitches. And then we'll slip stitch to join. If you haven't already started doing so, you want to make sure that you start stuffing your cone. For round 12, we're going to be decreasing. So we're going to do 5 single crochets followed by a decrease. So our chain 1, and our decrease stitch or single crochet 2 together. We're going to do that twice to make it all the way around. And then we're going to slip stitch into our first single crochet to join. Chaining 1 before starting round 13. And we're going to single crochet, half double crochet 6 times. We're going to slip stitch to join. Our round 14 is going to be a half double crochet and then a single crochet 6 times around for another 12 stitches. Round 15, we're going to decrease again, so we're going to do 2 single crochets followed by a decrease 3 times. Round 15, we'll have 9 stitches. We're going to chain 1. Round 16, we're going to do a single crochet, and then we're going to do a half double crochet followed by a single crochet 4 more times for a total of 9 stitches. Going to slip stitch to join. We're going to do our chain 1. We're going to finish stuffing our cone here before our hole gets too small. Next round we're going to be decreasing again. We're going to do a single crochet followed by a decrease 3 times. So we have 6 single crochets for around 17. We're going to slip stitch, chain 1, and then for round 18 we're going to decrease all the way around, so we'll have 3 stitches at the end of our round 18. Then we're going to slip stitch to join. And we're going to cut and leave off the tail so we can close our hole completely. So just a trim. And then we'll take our tapestry needle and we'll just weave through the back loops of each of our 3 stitches. And we'll pull that tight. Then we'll just tie it off. And we'll weave in our ends. Then we have a little ice cream cone. Thank you for joining me in making our ice cream cones today. I hope you enjoy them.